And let me welcome the entire world to this place, India, Bharat Mata, as it's called. The land of variety of things, land which has got connections, the land which has got spirituality, the land which has got the power of here and now, and a small speck of it. Today, I take you through something called the Red Catalogs. These are short stories, short experiences by 6 women who have made a change and brought dynamics in the society by the belief that they have. I want to thank the WOW Foundation, Jude Kelly, Domino, Lou, and Shireen for bringing us a very unusual way of presenting this festival. I've been associated with the WOW Festival, which started at the South Bank Center with Jude Kelly, and now, of course, the WOW Foundation, which is really holding the essence of what womanhood is and how do we take this dialogue of women of the world to a level which really brings the resilience, the power, and the energy to go back and reinvent and adhere and be women and beauty along with it. We present the Red Catalogs, which is in conjunction and the support of Jagriti Yatra, one of these unique foundations which has actually taken a train journey around India. And these women who are speaking about their stories, their power, their resilience of evolving, supporting, having the compassion, supporting the foundation, and bringing stories to create a different energy in holding the society together. So the Red Catalogs is an invention of they filming their own stories on their small tablets and we compiling them together. Isha Tripathi has edited it. I want to thank Vaishali Man and Shashank Tripathi from the Jagriti Yatra team for allowing us to explore the stories of these women, and we bring the Red Catalog opening to you.
विभा पांडे देवरिया जिले की रहने वाली हूँ। मैं एक छोटे से गांव की रहने वाली हूँ, साधारण सी महिला। मैंने शुरू से इंटरनेट साथियों का काम स्टार्ट किया था और उसके बाद से आज की डेट में मैं जैसे शिक्षण केंद्र चलाती हूँ, जिसमें कुछ महिलाओं को सिलाई कढ़ाई भी मैंने सिखाया हुआ है। अभी प्रशिक्षण चलता है मेरे यहाँ। उसके बाद से मैंने एक सैनिटरी पैड का काम स्टार्ट किया था, जिसमें कुछ महिलाएं मेरे साथ में काम करती हैं। ये महिलाओं के लिए बहुत अच्छा ये है, उनके स्वास्थ्य पे भी मैं काम कर रही हूँ। उसके बाद से ये जो महामारी अभी चल रहा है हमारे देश में, ये कोरोना का, उसमें मैंने मास्क बनवाया है। मेरे साथ में 100 से 110 महिलाओं के बीच में काम किया है, जिसमें उन महिलाओं को 40,000 से 50,000 के बीच में मास्क मेरे यहाँ तैयार हुआ है, अभी भी तैयार हो रहा है। इसके बाद से मैंने जो है और छोटा गृह उद्योग जो होता है, ये सरकारी ड्रेस, स्कूल का जो ड्रेस बनेगा मेरे ही महिलाओं के द्वारा, और समूह मैंने बनवाया है। कई गांव में मैंने समूह बनवाया है, उन्हीं समूह की महिलाएं मिलकर के ड्रेस बनाने का काम करेंगी। उसके बाद से अगरबत्ती बनाने का भी मैंने काम लिया हुआ है, और इसके बाद से राखी भी बनेगा। यही मेरी सोच है कि सारी महिलाओं को कुछ न कुछ रोजगार मिले। धन्यवाद। जिंदगी में जो भी उत्साह मिला है, जो मेरी सासू माँ थी, वो थी तो गांव की ही महिला, लेकिन उनको ये था, जब मेरी शादी हुई, मैं झारखंड की रहने वाली हूँ और मेरी शादी यहाँ देवरिया जिले में हुई। जब मैं वहाँ से यहाँ आई तो करीब 1 साल के बाद से मेरी सासु माँ ने कहा मुझसे कि तुम घर में ना बैठो, तुम बाहर जाओ, जा कर के कुछ काम करो। तो मुझे लगा कि ये बताइए कि पहले ज़माने की महिला हैं, जब उस समय हमारे यहाँ यूपी में तो सबसे ज़्यादा पर्दा होता था, महिलाओं को कोई घर से बाहर निकलने नहीं देता था। और ये मेरे बारे में इतना ये सोच रही हैं कि बाहर जाओ। तो वो बोली, उस समय तो मुझे ये नहीं पता था कि मैं क्या करूं, कहाँ जाऊं, कहाँ मुझे जॉब मिलेगी, आगे मैं कैसे बढ़ूंगी। फिर कुछ दिन के बाद से उन्होंने कहा जा करके तुम किसी स्कूल में टीचिंग का काम करो। तो चूँकि मुझे मन नहीं कर रहा था, फिर भी मैंने कुछ महिलाओं को इकट्ठा किया अपने गांव में है। एक बैनर मैंने बनवाया और सिलाई का मैंने केंद्र खोला, जिसमें 5 से 6 लड़कियों को मैं सिलाई सिखाने लगी। और सिलाई सिखाने के बाद से फिर मुझे ये लगा, जो लड़कियां मेरे पास आती थी तो मुझे यही लगता था कि आज मैं इन लड़कियों को सिखा रही हूँ। फिर जब मेरी पहली सैलरी जब मिली मुझे, मात्र 200 रुपया मैंने लिया उस लड़कियों से। और वो 200 रुपये जब पहली बार मुझे मिला तो मुझे लगा कि ये कितना अच्छा चीज़ है और ये अपनी खुद की कमाई है और ये मेरी मेहनत की कमाई है। और उसके बाद से कुछ ही दिनों के बाद से ये जो इंटरनेट साथी का जो ये आया था जागृति के माध्यम से, उसमें मैंने अपना फॉर्म भरा और 70 महिलाओं में मेरा सिलेक्शन हुआ था। तो सिलेक्शन होने के बाद से जैसे हम लोगों को एक एक स्मार्टफोन दिया गया था जागृति की ही तरफ से, उसके बाद से मुझे ये लगा कि नहीं, मुझे कुछ करना चाहिए। कुछ ही दिनों के बाद से मैंने कॉल सेंटर ज्वाइन किया। कॉल सेंटर में जब मैंने गया, कॉल सेंटर में जब मैं गई, वहाँ इतना संघर्ष वाला ज़िंदगी था, इतनी प्रेशर थी कि जो इंसान कॉल सेंटर में जॉब कर ले उसके बाद से किसी भी तरह का कोई भी प्रेशर है उनके लिए कोई मुश्किल भरा नहीं होता है। तो वहाँ से मैंने रिज़ाइन कर दिया। करीब 2 साल तो मैंने वहाँ पे जॉब किया। उसमें हर तरह के लोग मिले और हर तरह की सीख मुझे मिली। तो रिज़ाइन करने के बाद से मैंने जो है ये जन शिक्षण का जो महिलाओं को सिखाया जा रहा है पार्लर का, वो मैंने ले लिया। वो उसके सिखाने कुछ ही दिनों के बाद से मैंने एक हर घर लक्ष्मीबाई का प्रोजेक्ट किया था, जो हमारे साथ में स्वर्णा मैम भी थी और उसको भी मैंने बखूबी निभाया। उसके करने के बाद से कुछ ही दिनों के बाद से फिर से मैंने सैनिटरी पैड लॉन्च करवाया, जो अभी भी चल रहा है। पहली बात तो है, मुझे ये जो है हौसला जो है अपने पति को देख करके मिलता है। उसके बाद दूसरी बात जो है, जब भी मैं कहीं जाती हूँ, किसी महिलाओं को मैं देखती हूँ कोई काम करते हुए, तो सबसे पहले मेरे मन में एक अभिलाषा जगती है, मुझे वो काम करना है, चाहे वो किसी भी तरफ से करना है। फिर मैं बैठ करके घंटों सोचती हूँ मैं किस तरह से करूँ, कैसे करूँ कि मैं आगे जाऊँ और मुझे तो मिले ही कुछ पैसा, लेकिन मेरे साथ कुछ जो महिलाएं हैं, मैं कुछ उन महिलाओं को भी कुछ रोजगार दे सकूँ। और ये ऊर्जा जो है, ये महिलाओं को भी देख करके, जो इस समय इतनी गरीबी चल रही है, इतनी बेरोजगारी चल रही है, उन सारी महिलाओं को देख करके मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि मेरे अंदर अगर वो ऊर्जा होती, वो शक्ति होती, मैं सक्षम होती, तो आज के डेट में एक भी महिला है तो मैं अपने यहाँ से वापस जाने नहीं देती। इसी ऊर्जा की वजह से जब भी मैं बैठती हूँ तो कुछ न कुछ काम के बारे में ही सोचती हूँ, किस तरह से मैं काम करूँ, किस तरह से मैं आगे बढ़ूँ कि कुछ महिलाओं को रोजगार मिले। पहली बात तो मुझे ये मजबूती और शक्ति जो है, मुझे अपने पति से प्रेरणा मिली है। और मेरे पति ही जो है मेरे पीछे हमेशा खड़े रहते हैं। जब भी मुझे किसी चीज़ की ज़रूरत पड़ी है, उन्होंने हमेशा मेरा सपोर्ट किया है। उसके बाद मेरी फैमिली है, मेरे परिवार के सारे लोगों ने मेरा साथ दिया है। मैं उन्हीं परिवार की वजह से आगे इस मुकाम पे पहुंची हूँ और एक अच्छी खासी उद्यमी के तौर पे मैं जानी जाती हूँ। नाम है, लेकिन विभा जो एक उद्यमी भी है, एक गृहिणी भी है, एक माँ भी है, एक पत्नी भी है, एक बेटी भी है और कुछ महिलाओं की एक उम्मीद बन चुकी हूँ आज के डेट में। जैसे मेरे पास कई महिलाएं आती हैं एकदम से निराश होकर के, दीदी मुझे कुछ बताइए, मेरे लायक कोई काम बनाइए। कि मेरे लायक क्या काम है? मुझे उस समय लगता है कि मैं इन महिलाओं के लिए क्या करूँ। अपनी जी जान लगा देती हूँ कि कुछ न कुछ कहीं न कहीं से कुछ मिले, रोजगार इन महिलाओं को दूँ। क्योंकि देखिए, एक दिन अगर आप पैसा देती हैं तो उन लोगों के लिए कोई महत्व नहीं है, अगर रोजगार देती हैं तो उनके लिए हमेशा के लिए हो जाएगा।
हाय, मेरा नाम पूजा है और मैं एक सोशल एंटरप्रेन्योर हूँ। अभी मैं अपने घर में बैठी हूँ जहाँ से हम डिज़ाइंस करते हैं और अपने काम करते हैं। So what gives me this leap of faith, I think, is just a strong positivity that I see around me. I try to find things which have worked and try to focus my energies on the things which have happened. And at the end of the day, I believe there is risk in everything, but you have to take that chance. You have to take that leap of faith, and that is when things actually work. I think I find my strength from my support system, be it my co-founders, my team, or my family. I think the fact that I have this strong support system around me inspires me a lot, and I don't think I will give up. So I think when we started 3 years back, it was very challenging for us to convince people of the idea that we are having. Over time, I think we have built that trust with the community, and a strong team has sort of come together to take this idea forward. So I believe that when you set out to solve a problem, you cannot do it alone. And that is when you have to take a team with you. So as a flag bearer, I feel one of my biggest responsibilities is to keep the team motivated, to keep them aligned, and give them their own freedom and ownership, and let them take their lead, and make sure that I'm available to give them direction, give them feedback, and as a team we move forward.
मेरा नाम पूजा शाही है। हम एक उद्यमी हैं। हम देवरिया जिला के एक छोटे से गांव सुरौली से हैं। हम मैक्रमे का काम करते हैं। मैम, हम काम तो शुरू किए थे 2009 से, लेकिन 2014 में हमको खुद से ये फील हुआ कि हम एक उद्यमी बन सकते हैं। जब भी हम कुछ नया देखते हैं मैम, तो वो हमको करने का मन करता है, और ज़्यादातर हमको ऐसी महिलाओं को देख के ऊर्जा आती है जो कुछ कर नहीं पाती हैं। उनके लिए हम कुछ करना चाहते हैं, वहीं से हमको हौसला मिलता है। जागृति यात्रा में गए थे, उस टाइम हमको ये फील हुआ कि हम भी बहुत कुछ कर सकते हैं। मेरे पास है वो कला जो हम लोगों के सामने अगर रखें तो हमको हर चीज़ से शक्ति मिलेगा, और हर मोड़ पे हमको कठिनाई तो बहुत आई है, पर रास्ता भी मिल गया है। जैसे छत्तीसगढ़ में बड़ी का काम होता है, यहाँ पे एकदम फेमस है। बड़ी, छत्तीसगढ़ में खाने का आइटम बोलिए तो बड़ी लोग बताएंगे। यहाँ पे आए तो देखे महिलाएं इतनी सारी हैं, वो घर में बैठी हैं, उनको वो भी हमसे बोल रहे हैं शहर में रहते हुए भी कि कुछ काम ऐसा होता ना तो हम लोग करते। हम जब उनका बड़ी देखे और उनका मेहनत देखे तो हम मेरे अंदर खुद एक खुशी और एक ऊर्जा अलग से आया कि हम करें उसको, और अभी वो काम हम कर रहे हैं मैम। महिलाएं ही हमारी एक ऊर्जा हैं, जिनके साथ हम काम करते हैं वही मेरे लिए एक ऊर्जा है कि उनके लिए और अच्छा हम क्या कर सकते हैं, और उन्हीं लोगों से हमको ऊर्जा मिलता है। और जो जागृति एंटरप्राइज है उनके टीम से जब भी हम बात करते हैं हर समय एक नया ऊर्जा मिलता है। कभी भी हम कमज़ोर पड़ते हैं तो पिछले 9-10 साल से हमको जो भी सपोर्ट मिल रहा है जागृति से, हमको हर समय जब भी हम गिरने वाले रहते हैं हमको उठाने में जागृति ही सपोर्ट करता है। मेहनत करते रहो और मेहनत वही करो जिसमें आपको और आपकी महिलाओं को लाभ मिले, जिसके साथ काम कर रहे हैं उनको लाभ मिले। एक उदाहरण के तौर पे हम बोलना चाहेंगे कि हम हैंडमेड ज्वेलरी का काम करते हैं जो कि हम बाहर अभी भेज नहीं सकते। हम सोच में पड़ गए कि अभी हम क्या करें जिससे हमारी महिलाओं को रोजगार मिले। हम तुरंत कपड़े का मास्क बनवाना शुरू कर दिए और सैनिटाइजर, और फिर जैसे ही हमको मौका मिला डॉक्टरों से बात करने का, हम पीपी किट तैयार करवाना शुरू कर दिए। हमको बस कुछ करने का जुनून है, वही हमको प्रेरित करती है। हर समय कुछ नया करना चाहते हैं, कुछ नए दिशा में जाना चाहते हैं। हम एक अच्छी उद्यमी बनना चाहते हैं, और मतलब एक अच्छी उद्यमी जहाँ पे लोग ये जाने कि हाँ ये हर तरफ से एक उद्यमी है, ऐसा लोग हमको बोले। अभी सब लोग बोलते हैं कि हाँ पूजा शाही है, ऐसा ऐसा काम करती हैं, पर एक सही तरीके से उद्यमी अभी हम नहीं बने हैं जो हम बनना चाहते हैं आने वाले 5 सालों में। जो भी मेरा ये वीडियो देखे उससे हम बस यही बताना चाहते हैं, हर एक महिला में एक ऐसी ऊर्जा है जो कहीं ना कहीं वो कुछ अच्छा कर सकती है, और बहुत बड़ा उनके हर एक इंसान के अंदर एक हुनर है जिसको वो तभी आगे निकल सकती है जब अपने काम के प्रति पागलपन हो, उसको बस जो काम वो करना चाहता है वही दिखे। आगे का उड़ान तो मैम जो मेरा पहला काम है, वो जो हम ज्वेलरी बनाते हैं, ये सब काम है, उसको जो भी हम काम ऐसा नहीं है कि एक काम कर रहे हैं और दूसरे को पीछे छोड़ते जा रहे हैं। हमको जो चीज़ लेंगे हम साथ साथ करते हुए आगे की तरफ बढ़ेंगे। और मेरा हर एक राज्य में कनेक्शन बनाना चाहते हैं, हर एक देश में कनेक्शन बनाना चाहते हैं, और वो कनेक्शन बस बात करके नहीं, लोग मेरे प्रोडक्ट को देख के हमारी पहचान को जाने, हमारे जिले को जाने और हमारे गांव को जाने, और बस हमको ही ना जाने मैम, मेरी महिलाओं को जाने वो लोग कि जिनके हाथ से वो बन के निकल रहा है।
am Rajeshri Sai. I'm an young entrepreneur and change maker. I run 2 companies and a non-profit. And currently, now I'm sitting in my mother-in-law's puja room. I've always been very spiritually motivated, and I think that keeps me grounded because I work a lot with empowerment of women, youth, children in rural areas and urban areas in India. And I always believe I'm an enabler, and hence spirituality is something that comes to the core of me when I am doing my work in the area of both Impactry, where we work with rural masses on data, and as well as when we work right now in the relief in the pandemic through the Hunger Collective. I would describe myself as a girl with a million dreams in her eyes. So I have always from the young been very particular that I want to be the change I want to see. In fact, so much so that when I was pregnant, I was almost 100% sure I would have a girl. And everyone was like, because it's the first child in the family, they all were expecting a boy. But I said, no, it'll be a girl, and she will change the world. So when my daughter came out, I had a cesarean, and when they lifted her out and they brought her to me, I said, welcome to the beautiful world, you're going to change it. So that's been my mission all along. I want to positively impact 5 million people by 2025. I started with 1 million a few years back. We are over 500,000 right now through the work of Impactry and the Hunger Collective. And that's why I would say I'm a girl with a million dreams. I want to leave the world as a much better place than what I was born into, and that's who I am, and that's what drives me. I'm also very stubborn, so I could be very stubborn, very resilient, and relentless in terms of what I want to achieve, and that's me. I think my biggest strength comes from 2 sources. One, I am spiritual and I have a spiritual grounding in a guru, so there is a strength that I get from there. But I think the biggest strength of in my whole life is my family. My husband, my mother-in-law, my daughter, Kamlama, my parents, my brother, everyone, because I think at every stage as a women entrepreneur and change maker, it's hard to get things unless you have a support system that can ensure that they will take care of bits and pieces which are harder for you to manage while you go pursuing something. So I think that has been my biggest blessing, and having them involved in my business and causes has also been my biggest blessing, because my husband is my co-founder, so he brings a different dynamics and his own experience when we come to work at Impactry. At the same time, my support system at home, they take care of a lot of things. Like for Hunger Collective, when we didn't have people, my mother, my mother-in-law, Kamlama who stays with us, they all made calls to people, they helped in fulfillments. It's just that being a part of this whole family which allows me to grow is where I see most of my strength. In the darkest hour, I don't think they ever let me give up. I think the biggest leap of faith for me has, the first moment when I decided to be an entrepreneur, it was a big leap of faith for me, because I was a CS and a lawyer, and you're trained in a particular way. I remember at that point of time, because it was a recession, everyone told me, you have a job, are you mad leaving it? Like, why would you leave it? It pays your bills. My dad was an entrepreneur, so we were not earning much in that end, because he was still figuring his journey at that point of time. But I think collectively my dad was the only one who told me that, I've waited a lot of my life to get here and be an entrepreneur myself. If you have that chance and vision, just jump for it, you'll learn to swim. So I think at every point of time, that is my biggest leap of faith. I jump and I learn to swim. Like if you see the Hunger Collective, I remember when we were sitting on 28th of March and we said, there's this migrant crisis, people are going hungry. And then we called up the district disaster management departments, we called up the civil defense, we said, how can you let people go hungry? And they simply said, there's a medical pandemic, madam. We are having meetings on food. It will take us 1 week to start thinking what to do with food. We'll get there, but it'll be a week later. And I think that was, the shock to me. I realized 1 week is too late. How will people go without food? So, we organized a tech platform. We quickly mapped Bombay around, and then we put people up on the map, and we said, if this is an NGO going to lane A, can we get the NGO to go to lane B where we have verified data? That night we served 100 people with the help of the Mahim Masjid in Mahim Dargah in the Masjid area. If you ask me how, I still remember many people told me, crazy, it's not going to happen. And that 100 gave me and my team so much confidence. We went on to do 100,000. I remember when we thought of the train of sending people back, right? Everyone told us, Tamil Nadu is the worst. They will never open the borders. I've been trying personally to go back 2 months, to go check on my family back because I have a business also in Chennai. I'm just not able to go. So I realized that we were feeding a group of 10 pregnant women, 60 children and other migrant laborers who had come, and they were staying in really bad conditions in front of the Mahim station. They just didn't have anywhere to go. Like there were pigs roaming around in a line next to the pigs. It's that bad. And we were supporting them for 2 months. I think around the 15th of May, we all collectively decided in the Hunger Collective. By then we had Zia, who was a very big change maker, and she's a really passionate entrepreneur herself. And she came and told me, Rajshri, let's do one thing. We will get these people home. That's it. And then from there we began our journey. We have sent 10,000 people back home, millions of pregnant women. We're supporting them even after going back in terms of food and rations, helping them survive. If you ask how, I think I've surrounded, another thing I do intuitively is I surround myself with people, crazy people, who can't take no for an answer and who are willing to work till the last mile. Each of my volunteers, 40 of them across India, like I have people in Vizag, Ahmedabad, Bangalore, Chennai, Bombay, they've worked, Delhi, they worked for 2 months, like literally 8 hours a day. When the trains left, we were working till 3 in the morning. So it's not been easy. But all these people believe and very strongly believe that we can do it. And I think that's what gives me a lot of energy, because when all of you surround and you feel that there is a vision, we can do it, and we will, no matter what it takes, I think magic starts happening. So I think as an entrepreneur, I think one that we have to always be very aware of is that there are more crossroads than straight paths. I think, and this is what I've realized through my journey. I mean, I started my journey not as an entrepreneur. I was an activist who have traveled all across the country. I used to campaign for environmental rights. I worked with NRI on Right to Information, National Campaign Impact. We've stayed in abandoned buildings. We've camped on highways. I did that for a lot of part of my life. But then somewhere down the line, I think my family wanted a structured degree, because everyone in India wants to hold on to something. So I went through college, I qualified as a lawyer and a CS, company secretary. And then when I started working in a corporate, recession hit that year. So when I just joined the corporate, I had literally no job to do. So I think from that point, that was the first major crossroad in my life, because it is a hard time in 2008 and 9. We were being paid, but practically no work the whole day. So I think that's when I quit. In fact, after the Jagriti Yatra also, that gave me an additional push to quit. And somewhere after that, I began my journey as an entrepreneur, because I realized that there's only one life and we really need to change it. And on this journey also, there have been multiple crossroads. Like COVID right now, when everyone would say that, it's back to recession, it's, bleak time for us economically. Yes, but then a lot of the work that we've been doing, and we've been believing in it. Through Impactry, we've been working with grassroots women, your 10th PAS, 8th PAS, on collecting data and then helping them transform and scale programs from bottoms up. And I think that work, we've been doing it just for 4-5 years with, trying to understand it, grapple with it. But COVID is where it all came together, because through the Hunger Collective, using data, we've now served over 1 lakh people across the country with food and rations, and sent back home 10,000 migrants, which include pregnant women, children, about 600 children under 5. We've supported them. It's been so easy, our data tools that we have sent through WhatsApp, that even a homeless man who was in Andheri once called and told me, "Madam, I need rations." I asked him, "Where are you?" He just told me, "I'm sitting in front of an ATM in Andheri in HDFC Bank. That's my address." So we've been able to reach to the last mile with data, and that's where we see it culminating. So I would say we were at a crossroad then, but now we have through the Hunger Collective, realized how powerful our tools are, and we're now converting that into a SaaS platform. So we're using what we've learned in the last 4 years to actually impact and scale in a much larger sense today than we ever have. So I know that was a crossroad, but we've been able to now get a straight path, I think, over the last 2 months. And I would say another part of where I was crossroad is that I've been working with women empowerment for a very long time. But when I was pregnant and I got pregnant, I was selected as one of the 7 women entrepreneurs transforming the world. So I went to the US and I went on very early stages through the US consulate. And I saw a lot of empathy and empowerment abroad for pregnancy. But in India, when I came back, it was very disempowering because a lot of my clients chose not to engage with me because I was a woman who was pregnant. And many of them told me that, I don't know what your next 2 years will look at. I delivered at 4 o'clock, I was working till 12 p.m. 3 days after my delivery, I started work again. Not to prove anything, but because of the fact that for me, it was a natural process, giving a daughter into the world, getting her out. And I think, that is the next thing that I see myself working a lot through Impact Social Foundation that we are launching, a lot around women's rights and hunger, which is something that is going to become real in this pandemic right now. So, excellence for me is having a very clear vision. B is having a team to actually help you get there. And C is, I think, the hardest part for me is trusting that team that they will get you there and giving them that space to just be themselves. So I think where I see myself in 5 years, well, I see myself in 5 years definitely positively impacting 5 million people across the globe, hopefully. So that's where I want, and that's the vision we have for Impactry. We are launching a SaaS platform in that end with our data and the learnings we've had. And I think the second thing which I've always honestly been scared of is, while I've been an entrepreneur and I'm scaling a for-profit, I've always been in two minds that should I, because a lot of my for-profit does work in the social space, right? So I've been really wondering that should I really have a non-for-profit also which reaches out to people. And I think that's become a lot more clear through the Hunger Collective for me. We've done it for 2 months now, and going forward, I've put in my papers to register a foundation because I see that my life will be in 2 parts. One is serving people directly, and at the same time building an enterprise which makes money but also is sustainable and serves people. So in that sense, in 5 years, 5 million people, that's the target right now. So I think red forever has symbolized women's Sri Shakti in that sense, right? My daughter is called Sai Bhavani because she was born on the day of Sati Bhavani, on the second day of Navratri, on 10th of October. So, the color red and the fact of goddess is something that is very close to my heart. And it symbolizes for me eternal power. It symbolizes flame, a flame that will not be ready to die down, and a flame that will reach its mark. I remember someone once told me, Rajshri, and he was one of my mentors, he told me, everyone is born with a purpose in the world, and your job should be to find what was the purpose for which your soul came to this earth. So red symbolizes that for me, finding that purpose for which I was born. I think I'm blessed. I'm 31 right now, but I've kind of figured out my purpose. So I think that flame inside, since I was 21 when he told me this, the last 10 years has been a search in trying to see what is the purpose, why did I come here? And I think that redness symbolizes that flame for me.
Namaste all, myself Vaishali. I come from a place called Nasik, a holy land with a rich cultural heritage. I spent my childhood there. सारा बचपन मेरा वही गुजरा. बड़ी खुशनुमा यादें हैं उस जगह से. काफ़ी खुशगवार बचपन था मेरा. Then after completing my schooling, I moved to Pune. When I got an opportunity to work with Jagriti team in 2008, I took it immediately. One of my mentors, Sunanda, she came to me and she said that she wants some help. And I said, ठीक है कर देते हैं. She explained me the work of Jagriti and the way she is associated with, and asked me like if I could be a part of it. I said yes, I can. That's how I got to. That's how I got associated with the Yatra team. I was part of selection. I was taking care of almost thousands of applications. We used to take care and evaluate and then take a decision whether they could be a part of it or no. It was an amazing process. I used to go through applications, where they all used to talk about their dreams, what they want to do for society, what they want to do for themselves, how they wants to see them in future. And it was amazing. कहीं ना कहीं जाके मुझे अभी लगता है कि जैसे मैं खुद को उनमें ढूंढ रही थी. I used to get connected with them. And then the entire process has become so interesting that it kept me going on and on year after year since last 13 years almost. Her application used to talk to me. उनके सपने about क्या difficulties उन्होंने अभी तक सही है, क्या देखा है. I used to always come across very interesting human beings. आप अभी राजश्री, पूजा शाही, पूजा राय और सुवर्णा से मिली, विभा से मिली. All these were yatris on this train. It makes me very happy when I see them successful in their life, in their ventures, when they are achieving their goals. When I select a candidate and when I meet them on the day of the yatra, which is every year 24th of December, I keep finding in that person, कि ये मैंने सोचा था और ये अब क्या है. And you would believe, I used to find that person more interesting. और फिर जब 15 दिन हम उनके साथ बिताते हैं ट्रेन पे, I get to know them more and more and more. It makes me happy. It makes me happy when they achieve their goals. When I see them through that 15 days journey, growing up, developing themselves. पहले दिन किसी से बात करने से डरने वाला या डरने वाली शाय सी लड़की या लड़का एंड ऑफ द यात्रा तक अपना खुद का स्पीच देने के काबिल हो जाता है. ये देख के मुझे बहुत खुशी होती थी. And this is something, keeps me going on year after year, taking this process of selection. It has taught me many things. It has given me confidence. I have learned many things. And this process has helped me to connect with my own son. Having a teenage son, there were many challenges, which yatra and the process, my role has made me very easier. मेरा relationship उसके साथ strong होते गया. It's not just the mother and the son or the mentor or a friends. It's much beyond that. Now we are two equal individuals. Our relationship has reached to that maturity, and I totally give credit to my role with Jagriti in selections. So, along with my work with Jagriti, I also gives a very little time, though right now, uh, for for the welfare of stray dogs, stray animals. It's a very बड़ा छोटा सा हिस्सा है मेरा इसमें. काफ़ी कुछ करने की ज़रूरत है और मैं करना चाहती हूँ. धीरे धीरे मैं उसमें मेरा टाइम देना चाहती हूँ, जो फ़िलहाल शायद अभी मैं ना कर सकूँ. Going ahead, I definitely wanted to create a shelter for these stray animals. And again, as I said, somewhere after Banga coming to my life, ये इच्छा मेरी ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा तीव्र होती गई कि मैं कुछ करूं. Banga had a very good life with me, but that was not the fate for all other furry kids. And another inspiration, I would say, one of my friends, Swarnadeepa Rao, who is also working in the same sector, a very passionate, kind-hearted woman who has given home to 10 such animals right now and wish to give it to thousands like me.
Namaste, I am Swarna and I am from Pune. Talking about myself, I am an HR professional and I'm working with one of the IT company, partnering there, and I'm also working with Jagriti on the incubation process. Last like 3 years back, we did one project called Internet Sathi. That is where I've been moved on myself, what I was doing earlier, the routine job, and maybe it was just I was living, but I think now after doing that project, I feel I have a purpose of my life. I've been mentoring and training 2,400 women there in Eastern UP, and on the digital literacy, on financial literacy, and going back to their village. Those 2,400 women have trained around 1.7 million rural women, which itself is a positive impact. Not because they are digitally aware now, but because they have been able to connect to this part of the world, where today, for us, digital life is like more or less routine life for us, but for them it was not that. So I think this is the connection between the two worlds I can see. And my personal life is like I'm mother of two young boys. One is around 23 and the other one is 18, doing good in their studies, and a great family we make. Definitely work should be done like worship, because you put your whole heart when you worship your deities. It's about doing right things when nobody is around you, nobody is watching you. When my total work experience is around 17 years, but in 2016, when I went to Devariya to do this Internet Sathi project, the demand of the project was to shifting to Devariya for around 16 months. So, leaving my family back, leaving my children back here in Pune. So I think that worship has really given me the prasad of training 2,400 internet sathis, making them tech savvy, and then they went back to their villages and they trained around 1.7 million women. They have made them digitally aware. So that is what, when you do your work as a worship. Excellence for me is a mindset and not an afterthought. We have to have right attitude towards the people and towards the work, whatever we do. I feel it is more about being confident, being happy about what you do, and being presentable. An excellence for women is, a journey from heart, a journey of beauty from heart to achievement of your goals. Roads, crossroads, and pathways. Every person in his or her journey of life come across the crossroads where you are into dilemma that which road to choose, where to go, and whether that road would be good or bad. I think there are also few choices which we make. There are smooth roads, your journey is happy. So for me, the life is not only what you achieve. You are not defined by what you achieve, but it is also how you have survived.
Hi, my name is Vanita Vishwanath. I am a board member of Jagriti and also head of its Women's Center of Excellence that it has started in Devariya district of the northern state of Uttar Pradesh in India. This is the state from which some of the women that you heard on this video actually are doing their work. Seizing opportunities to create and craft is what women actually do in India. Rajeshri, Vibha, both the pujas spoke about the embedding of the cultural, the familial, and the spiritual within themselves that has helped them to get the energy and the shade for the flowering of enterprise that they spoke about. Vibha expressed her inspiration as coming from a very large fabric embroidered panel that she and 25 other women worked on last year. It depicts Rani Lakshmibai. Rani Lakshmibai from Uttar Pradesh is actually a symbol of courage and resistance because she fought along with Indian forces at the beginning of the struggle for independence in the late 1800s. The Women's Center of Excellence will enable many more Lakshmi Bais like Vibha to ride out to conquer. Perhaps not on horseback like Rani Lakshmi Bai herself, but on vehicles of the future. By manufacturing personal protection kits, providing food and transport to migrant laborers to go home, the women of Devariya and all over the country have shown that they can turn their values into enterprises of compassion and care. These values will be embodied in the architecture, a very unique architecture of the Jagriti Enterprise Center, of which the Women's Center of Excellence is one center of excellence. Pujas, Vibhas, Rajashris across the country, and the values of family, spirituality, and Indian culture will be at the very root of the Women's Center of Excellence.
Om Mahalakshmi Vignaye Vishnu Priyaye Dhimahi Om Mahalakshmi Vignaye Vishnu Priyaye Dhimahi Tanno Lakshmi Prachodayat Tanno Lakshmi
Hello and thanks to everyone who have been watching the India program at WOW Global 24. We'd like to say thanks to the WOW Foundation for bringing the festival together and to their global founding partner, Bloomberg, and founding partner, MasterCard, for making the foundation's work possible. So the Red Catalogs, part of the WOW festival, captured stories by Pooja, Vibha, Vaishali, Suvarna, Rashri, and the summing up by Vanita, truly bringing out the essence of what is tradition and transition, classic and contemporary, while keeping alive the possibilities of how you continue to evolve with the times. And the color red invokes sisterhood, like we see now, embodies power, descent, bond, marriage, and creation with rebirth. Well, the lockdown brought a very innovative way for us to compile these stories. The women shot the film on their gadgets on a landscape mode, and thus we could have a peek into the ordinary lives of these outstanding women entrepreneurs. And I take this opportunity to thank Jagriti and the Women's Center of Excellence, which is set up in Devariya in Eastern UP, a district of India, and also the Global WOW Festival team, which has brought us together to have these conversations together. And I invite every one of you, all the audience members who have been with us, to really go onto the social media platforms and connect with WOW Global. And a big thank you to Jude Kelly and Domino